Now today we're going to look at deploying and managing Windows and Hyper-V containers. This section we're going to look at overview of containers in Windows Server 2016, preparing for containers, installing, configuring and managing containers by using Dockers. We're going to look at overview of Windows Server containers, overview of Hyper-V containers, usage scenarios, installations requirements. Let's have a look what is containers. Container is similar like virtual machines. Now, once you have hardware, this is our physical host servers. Top of that, once you have a Hyper-V, Windows servers or normal Hyper-V, once you have a Hyper-V, we can create all these virtual machines. We can create many VM. That's our current scenarios. We have all these virtual machines, VM1, VM2, and VM3, and they are connected. Okay, they're all connected. Now, you can virtual machines when you create, after that you need to install operating system, right? Windows Server 2016 operating systems you need to install. And that's our current setup we have. This is a virtual machine. What is a container? Container is similar like virtual machines, but they are isolated. Container will be also connected with your host machines, or you can create top of your VM, you can create containers as well. Both options we have. So they are container. Container is isolated box. Container need also operating systems. It needs OS, plus you can install some applications over there, or you can do some small task like app deployment and those kind of scenario. We're using the container. Container concept came from Linux environment. In Linux environment, especially developer, they develop some applications, they deploy the applications, and then they check the applications is running properly or not. So entire environment is managed in core environment. That means there's no GUI to create and configure this container. So container is a features. This is a Windows Server's features. This is new in Windows Server 2016. Once you install these features, then you'll be able to create container. How to manage this container? Docker. Docker is the management tools. Docker is the management tools for managing these containers. That's a Docker. Maybe if you are a developer, you're going to use this container a lot. But if you are not a developer, but if you're working in system admin side, you need to create this container, manage these containers. Then your development team, especially the DevOps team, they'll be able to do some configurations. You can create the testing environment for them. So these are the areas we have or we need container. But container, it doesn't take a lot of resources like virtual machines. You can create, you can delete, you can create again. You can create as many as you like, no problem. And then you can delete. If you make any change, it will create a new instance for you. And container is our Windows Server features, or Windows 10 machines. We have this container as well. And Docker is a management tools. Docker is another company. They have this Docker, it's called Docker engine. With that, they can manage these containers. They have like, language or coding. So that is the Docker. So containers, maybe you don't need all the time, but sometimes your development team need to do some experiments. So those kind of scenario, you can use this container. Let's have a look. So this is new. This features actually came new in Windows Server, so it's new for everyone. Unless you are a developer, work with some Linux environment, then maybe you are familiar with these systems. But other than this, entire things is new. So if something is new, we need to like do some study around that area. So that's how you'll get familiar with these stuffs. In our book, chapter 4 is all about this Docker. Chapter 4 is all about Dockers and containers. Chapter 4 is all about Dockers and containers. Now let's have a look a few things about Dockers and containers, and then after that we're going to implement these Dockers and containers. Now, overview of Windows Server's containers. We have app image, container app image, sandbox, empty changes go here, app image, container app image. That means what is a repository? Repository means you can store something over there. Repository is very familiar with development areas. For example, GitHub. GitHub is one of the repository where developer, they do many coding and they share their coding over there. They store their coding over there. Sometimes they update something, and those things they store over there as well. So that is the repository. It will have applications image, applications informations, and container applications image. Those things will be there. But from this repository, you can download some things. You can download maybe some application image or container image. You can download from there, and after that, you can build. And once you build, then it will looks like that. Like C drive, you have your applications, and C drive, top of your Windows operating systems, you'll have applications. And this is the entire container. This is the container view. So it's like a small box, and that has your applications and operating system. These two things will be there. So Windows Server's host machines, we have operating system. Top of that, we can create many containers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can create many containers if you have Windows 10 machines or Windows Server 2016. Or we can have virtual machines, Hyper-V VM. That means this is a virtual machines. Top of that, you can create container as well. We have both options. In real life scenario, for example, your development team want to do some testing. They want like testing environment. They want to deploy the applications and check how it is going. So you can probably create one virtual machines for them and enable the container features, and then after that you can provide access to them. In this way, they can go to that virtual machines, create some container, and then they can test their applications over there. So that's how it works. So usage scenarios. Some common usage scenarios for Windows containers include Windows Server's containers for hosting stateless applications, rapid test deployment, Hyper-V containers for multiple tenants, single tenants, and independent lifecycle management. So major usage is hosting stateless applications. Stateless applications means, for example, you create one of the apps and that will run only over there. So those kind of scenario, this is good. It's not like you have the applications that is connected with database, that database is hosting in different place. Those kind of scenario, this is not very good solutions. This is mostly for small applications you want to run. So then that kind of scenario, this is good. Rapid test deployment, that kind of scenario, this is good as well. And if you have a Hyper-V virtual machines, you can provide access to different people, single tenants or multiple tenants, and they will be managed independently over there. Tenant means different group of people will be able to provide access to these containers. Now, installation options, we should consider the following when planning for Windows containers. Windows container host requirements, virtualized container host requirements, supported scenarios. We have a host operating system and Windows servers container and Hyper-V container. So host operating systems, we need a Windows servers. And if we create Windows servers containers, we need server core image. And Windows Servers 2016 core, we need a server core image. If you have a Windows Servers 2016 nano servers, we need nano servers image. And Windows Insider release, this is very earlier versions of operating systems in Windows. So we don't have anything for that. But if you have a Hyper-V container, you can install all this nano servers image. So these are the operating system is required when we have host operating systems like this. So preparing for containers, preparing Windows servers containers, Hyper-V containers, and package providers. Let's have a look at these topics. To prepare a nano servers, this is we're talking about Windows servers containers. Create a nano servers VSD file for containers. Proceed with the following steps. Install container features, create a virtual switch, configure NAT settings, configure MAC address spoofing. So these are the steps is required when you're going to install these containers. And this is a Hyper-V container. That means if you have a virtual machine, top of that, if you want to create these containers, then we need nano server. So create a nano server virtual hard disk file for containers. Proceed with the following below steps. We need to install container features, enable the Hyper-V role, enable nested virtualizations, configure virtual processors, virtual switch, NAT settings, and MAC address spoofing. So all these things is required. So what is nested virtualizations?
You can set up a VM on top of a VM.
Correct, yes. You have a virtual machines, top of that you can create the virtual machines, correct. And NAT means it's translate private address to public addresses, right? That is NAT. Virtual switch, which already we have external switch, but for the Docker, we can, it's actually all these things automatically will be created when you deploy containers. And what is MAC address spoofing? MAC address spoofing means
Reusing the Mac.
Reusing the Mac, or you have a one Mac address, and from that you can create multiple Mac address. Okay, one Mac, from that you generate multiple Mac addresses. That is Mac address spoofing. So those things is required, because let's say I have only one NIC card, but now I have 6-7 virtual machines. So all of them, they need a MAC address. So from one MAC address, it generates multiple MAC address. And if I go to any of the virtual machine settings, NIC card, advanced, look at that. This is the MAC address, automatically generated. But with the virtual machines, you can create and generate your own MAC address as well. You can manipulate the MAC address. So that's why the hacker, mostly hacker and other people, they're using the virtual machines to hack something, make some changes. You can do many things. You can change the MAC address.
So that is good if you download some like activation. So they always check the MAC address.
Yes.
Like device ID. So if you copy one image to another image, your ID is changed. So if you can fix static IP, then you can use same license in different device. That's correct?
Technically, yes.
Yes, technically, yes. I don't know if they have any other system or not, but yes, that's possible. Yeah, there's many different ways you can go around the licenses. There's some command and stuffs as well with that you can do as well. Yeah. One of the command we using for the server side, this is called slmgr.vbs-rearm. With that, you can with this command you can renew the license. Like it will not, every time it's asking you the license and renew, if you apply this one and then restart your computers, it will not ask the license and renew those stuffs. Normally in the environment, in our lab environment, we apply like that in this way. See, this virtual machines, if we do not have license, then we will not be able to use. And by default, they provide license for 6 months. So after 6 months, we need to reinstall. But if you do not want to reinstall, we can simply use this command. And in this way, it will be another 6 months, no problem. Then after that, another 6 months, like that.
That's
so
good.
But suppose what happened, we have one license, we already buy one license. So can I use in same license in different virtual machine or?
No. Microsoft, they are the software company. So they are only, their business is license. So they just release many different operating systems and stuffs. Then they have many different licenses. But I have thousands and thousands licenses from Microsoft, but I don't use those because I don't need, I have only my one computers and some computers. But from Microsoft, I get many licenses. Then there's some other, because I'm MCT, so that's why they provide me all these things.
Okay.
There's a lot of licenses. Yeah, sometimes we need, but you can use this one. Now let's back. Yes. Now, this is the containers information. Now deploying package providers. We have package providers, mean this is end user. Package management PowerShell commands. End user need to download these things. Package management core, discovery, install and uninstall and inventory. Package management providers, PowerShell get, container image, Docker image safety provider, NuGet. So they are the providers. So these people, they provide many different kind of package. Package will contain the container informations. And source is PowerShell gallery, NuGet gallery, Windows Container Operating Systems gallery, Windows Package for Nano Servers gallery. So this gallery, all of them, they are in online. So we need to sign up and we can download the informations from there. Now, installing, configuring, and managing containers by using Docker. What is a Docker? Docker support in Windows Server 2016. Docker components, usage scenarios, installing and configuring Docker, overview of management with Dockers, overview of Docker Hub. So Docker related many steps we have. What is a Docker? Docker is a Docker engine. We can download from online and we can install this Docker. Docker is the main management tools for containers. If you want to create containers, manage containers, if you want to do anything with the containers, you need Docker. Docker is another company, same like Microsoft. So Docker engine for Windows Server requires Windows Server 2016 and includes the following key points. No cross-platform containerizations, 2 ways to manage containers in Windows OS. So Docker terms, image, container, Docker file, build, Docker toolbox, Docker engine, Docker compose, Docker machines, client, Kitematic, Docker registry, Docker swarm, Docker solutions, Docker hub, Docker trust registry, universal control panel, cloud and data centers. So Docker is another company. These are the things related with Dockers. So if you go to website, Docker, Docker, yes, this is the so this company, they are the Dockers. Yes, this is their company. This is the same like Microsoft. Docker is another company. They have a kind of like partnerships with Microsoft now. They had a partnerships with Linux and other companies. It's like that. So container is a features from Microsoft, but Docker is the tools from another company. So they have like many stuffs. Docker partnerships, they have a partnerships with all these other companies. So Docker. So this is their tools and terms. Usage scenarios, some common usage scenarios for Docker include container orchestrations, container management, deployment, we using the Dockers. DevOps people, so the people who do development operations, they using these containers. Microservices. Microservices mean you want to small changes you want to make. This is also related with development teams. They're using these microservices. They're using this Docker. So installing and configuring Docker. To install Docker to Windows Server 2016, install the OneGate provider PowerShell module. Use OneGate to install Docker. Restart the container host. So this is the steps and how to install the Docker. You can install this one with PowerShell sessions as well. With Docker, you can create containers, remove containers, manage containers, browse the Docker Hub to access and download pre-built images. That's what many people do. Many pre-built images download. In most organizations, the most common Docker management tasks include automating the creations of containers images by using Dockerfile on a Windows operating systems. Managing containers by using Docker, using Docker Run. So this is the Docker Hub. This is their repository. Docker Hub. Yeah, this is the Docker Hub. That's their they have many repositories and other things over there. This is the Docker Hub. Then Docker with Azure. So Azure Cloud Platform, I think I showed you last week, Azure Platform. We can go to Azure Platform. Over there, we can create virtual machines, storage, all these things. We can deploy these containers over there as well. Now we're going to look at these containers, how to install, how to work with these stuffs. Let's have a look. If we go to our lab sections, we have Dockers and containers. Lab and point to review in here. Docker installation and testing. So I'll open this one. So this is the this is very simple steps to test these Docker things. First thing, we need to have a containers. So we can have these containers in servers and in the client as well. Client means Windows 10 machines. In our environment, we're going to install this one in Windows 10 machines. After that, we need Docker tools. So you're going to open PowerShell command with admin privileges. After that, we're going to download this module from Docker MSFT provider from this PowerShell gallery from there. After that, once you download the module, provider module, and then from that, we'll be able to download the package, Docker package. And in your case, you don't need to restart. But after that, we're going to test. If we run this command, it will test and see whether your Docker is working or not. If you find like hello from Docker, that means your Docker is working. And deploy your first container. So this is one of the pre-built images we have in .NET already built. We can deploy this one and we can check around a few things around that. And we'll be able to list the containers informations as well. Cool. So these things we're going to look at, but let's log into your PC and we're going to check that Windows container is on. So we'll check turn Windows features and on and off. If you click on that one, yep, you can do in your computers as well. And you just make sure like containers is already installed. I think is installed for you. Yes, that's good. I can see.
Yeah, my stick.
Yes, okay, cool. You type we can go to control panel. Bhavik, you just say turn Windows and then you can find that. You say this one, turn Windows features on and off. Turn space Windows. Yes, this one. Yep. For Adil is on. Turns Turn Windows features, yes, is on. Okay, cool. Not this one. So if you go here, turn Windows. Oops, this one. This is the section. This is on. So everyone, we have, so containers we have there. That's good. So we don't need to restart the machines. So this part is we have. Now second, we need to open PowerShell command and type these things. So I'll search for my PowerShell command. And normal PowerShell run as administrators. I'm going to use this window. So install dash module dash name docker msft provider dash repository ps gallery. Yeah, this command we run.
I think the spelling of your gallery should be gallery.
Oh, sorry.
Mm.
Yes.
Click yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yep, I think it's completed.
It is done. Let me check. Mine one is okay as well. Bhavik, your one? Okay, all good. Unit is done. Docker says install module. Is not recognized. So those who have done, you can run the second command as well, but do not restart your computer, right? This is the restart computers dashboard. Don't do that one, but you install the other things. MSFT, it will be MSFT, okay? So just double check the spelling and then run again. Install the module
Yes to all or yes?
Yeah, yes to all.
Oh,
Install dash package.
not supported in Windows 10 client.
Okay, second part. Let me check mine one, then we'll see your one. Dash name Docker provider name Docker MSFT provider. So I think your first install. Okay, what do you do? There's another way or work around with that. You simply download the Docker. So if you go to website and open download Docker for Windows 10. So if you click on that one, then download from Docker Hub. If you click on that one, get the Docker desktop for Windows, maybe download from there. Yeah, just follow these documentations. I think in this way should be fine. So I've sent you the link in the chat room. So please go to that locations and download download this one. Get Docker for Windows, Docker desktop installer, and just save this one. This is one of the exe file. Oh, it's a 388 meg. I don't need to download because I have already installed. So if you could download this one, get Docker desktop for Windows, stable this one. And then Oh, actually, we are downloading everyone. We could download only one and then distribute everyone, then it would be easier, but it's okay. No problem. Internet is everywhere, so no problem. So once we install, after that, let's have a look. By the time you downloading, let's have a look what we can do with that. Let's say whether your Docker is, mine one I have already configured. I have like installation. So this is my Docker is running. This is kind of like a small window we'll be able to see in Docker side. Docker is a tools like a same like other applications we can download, but it is like a command prompt, and this is my Docker stuffs I have. So according to that page, we can say Docker versions. I can say Docker versions. Oops. So I have the Docker versions, client community. I have installed those things. API versions 19035. So I got the Docker versions. And if I want to test my Docker is properly working or not, I need to say Docker run hello world to verify that Docker can pull and run image. So I can say Docker run then hello dash world, I think. See, unable to find image. Now it will contact with the Docker and then it will download. I think this downloading is taking quite a long time. And because everybody we are downloading, that's why it's maybe taking a bit of time.
It's showing 6 minutes left.
6 minutes left for you, but other people is bit 4 minutes left. Okay, that's fine. So see, mine one is saying hello from Docker. So once you run and say hello from Docker means my Docker is actually up and running. Mine one is okay. And once you install the Docker, then you can test this one as well. Now, if I want to see Docker ps-a, so this one will, this command, Docker has a separate command line tools as well. That's separate. For example, I say Docker ps-a. So it is actually showing me I have few containers. 1, 2, 3, 4 containers I have. Hello World, Nano servers, some Microsoft .NET application. This is another containers. So I have like few different kind of containers. So if you want to deploy one of them, if I go to my locations, see the deploy your first container. So if you want to run this one, I go to my command prompt here. I say Docker run Microsoft .NET that samples :.NET app dash nano server. Like based on the nano servers, it has one of the applications. Let's see whether we can get these applications or not. So someone make these .NET samples, .NET app someone made. top of the nano servers. Somebody created. So I am just downloading that one. So it's downloaded. This is the applications, for example, like .NET bot. Welcome to using .NET Core. So this is someone like build .NET Core 2 operating system, Microsoft Windows 10. Top of that, someone created this avatar or something, some tools. So that's how the container, with that container you can create, you can download. This is the, I didn't create any applications, but I have downloaded one of the image that's actually hosting by the containers. So if you type Docker, then ps-a, then it should be fine. Remove the dollar sign. Dollar sign is not required. Yes.
Yeah, mine, it's working.
Yeah. So you got like one image.
Yeah.
So that is your container. So this, I got like quite a few of them. I have installed many times. That's why I got many of them. Oh, you got few of them. Hello world. Docker. Them. Hello world image 3 minutes ago. Yes. So that's a one image, but if you build something, then whatever you have inside that image, it will be like one of the folder like that, one of the, small.
Container ID.
That's the ID. That's pretty much it. So git dash container. No, it doesn't work. There's a PowerShell versions as well for Docker, but yeah, this one doesn't have. Unpacking. Okay, let's see how it goes. And by the time, I'll check whether open the PowerShell, and then we'll check whether your Docker is working or not. Okay, you're, I think, taking a bit of time, but it will install eventually. So it's, this kind of things is not straightforward all the time. It's take a bit of time and things. There are many different command we can use, but let's say whether you can run any other things here or not. Build and run your image. Yeah, after that there are many different commands and things we have. Not sure this, but this image, let me check whether it's running or not. Building board. Okay.
So it's like there's an image in the Docker site, and we just need to download it first before we can run something
Yes.
like web bulletin board.
Yep. Let me check from other program files. It's created so many stuffs inside the computers when you install these Dockers. Adil, I think your one, maybe it was installed before, and top of that we are trying to install again. But if anything happened, maybe we can remove and you can reinstall again. Let me check it has. It's not showing in here. Yeah, I think it's fixing now, removing files and then adding again. Then it should be fine. Okay, now let's check your one and then. Adil, I'm following your one, so see how it goes. But I think with the Dockers, pretty much this sort of stuff we can do. Docker for in the online, there are some tools and documentations about how to use this Docker, what sort of things you'll be able to do. They have some documentations. I think I have more documentations related to that. Now again failed because using my so for you this image is not running, right? But I think there's a latest versions of nano servers. We have this is in here. This is Docker versus containers. Yeah, nano server, this one. You can try this one. This one, but this is a long file. If you download and then you can run some file over there. Actually, you have that one already. So you can use this one, echo hello world.txt. This is one of the simple hello world text file you can run. So let's do this one. You type echo hello world, then hello.txt and exit. Yeah, from here you do this one.
Yeah, it generated a file. Hello world.
Yes. Then you can commit. So commit it will attach with your ID. ID. I mean,
Oh, do I need to copy the container ID?
yes, that container ID is required. Yeah. Adil, I have restarted your computers and then now I'm installing again and see what's going on.
Case sensitive. Yeah, it committed.
Committed after the Docker images, then you'll be able to see that that's your hello world. It will create another image ID and then you'll have like few images.
Yep, it has two more. One more. Oh, two. Yeah, there are two.
So everybody got that one? Okay. Sorry, Adil. So I'm just trying to fix. I think it's another login caused some issues over there, but I'm trying to fix that one. I think it should be fine now. Okay, so everyone, is the hello text message is working for you? Yes, I can see the hello world, something like that. Yeah. So that's a hello world. Whatever text you do, it will display those things. So you can run many different commands and then you can associate those things as well. When you put commit, I think you don't need to put the bracket. So basically this bracket is not required, I think. Yeah, then you do Docker image, Docker images. So that's why you can check whether this images is created or not. Yes, same like if I open any of the where's my Docker things? Yeah, I have this one. Not sure why your one is not working. That's the Docker run Microsoft.NET samples.app nano server should work. Adil, I'm installing your Dockers. I think soon it should be fine. Okay. Yeah, such as Docker commit. Oh, I don't have. Echo means whatever you want to deploy. Yeah, so I just created one of the image. This image, it should be, which one is my hello world? I think it's this one. Okay, so these things you can play with these things. I'll just copy and put over there. So you can check few things from there. What is our sessions? Okay, Adil, your Docker is working. I'll give you the login 6T35MH. Yes, it's already started, so you don't have to, you just skip tutorial and you can run this, copy this one, and you can close these things. Is running at the moment. See the Docker is, I'll show you. So basically, if you go here, you can see your Docker is running. The problem was, it was with another login, another person installed this one. So that's why when you try to install, it was pointing that is installed over there. So I have logged into that account and removed that. Now it's working. That was the problem. Now you can open your PowerShell command and run as administrators. Yes. Yeah, and right click and enter. Yes, so this one will create one of the default image or something. It will run for you. Yes, it's running that image. And then you can apply this hello world, this things I have sent it to you. You just practice that one. Yeah. So Docker, pretty much main thing is how to install and how to work with that. And there are many commands like, if you want to remove command, if you want to check the versions, Docker in your network. So many things you'll be able to see from the Dockers. For example, if I go here, I think there's a Docker, then there's a dash help. So that's kind of like a Docker help command. And then Docker got like, many different commands and stuffs. So if you want to, if you want to run something over there, Docker, I think network, there's something to do with the network. Yeah, Docker network, then ls. Yes, see the Docker network ls, with that we can see how many network interface card we have. Then after that, Docker versions. Docker versions, with that you'll be able to see what kind of versions is running over there. Right? Then Docker run, what we can run, then dash help. So if you do help, it will provide you many different commands. There's hundreds of commands we have. If you have to use this Docker's regular basis, you need to know this command. You can pretty much do many things, like you can add a file, you can create storage, you can create one of the directory, you can deploy something on the directory. So many stuffs you'll be able to do. Then Docker images. So that will show you how many images you have. And Docker, what was the command? ps-a. That will tell you the container information, like how many containers you have. 1, 2, I have many of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 containers I have. So you can start a container. I think you can stop, and then if you want to stop a container, for example, first one, right click. That's how we can, I think Docker stop container. So this container will be now stop.
It's like Linux command.
Sorry?
It's like the Linux commands. You just need to put this prefix name and stop. Yeah.
Yes. But if the remove, like Docker, there's a Docker, I think remove, and then if you put a container, then you can remove the container like that. After that, if you want to check that 4C, see the FF4C, that is not there anymore, is removed. This is different one, but that's different one. That's how you can remove, you can start, you can stop. So Docker stop, then you can put a particular container, then it will be stopped. So no such a container because I deleted that one. But if I want to first one, hello world, this one is running with something. So if I say Docker stop that one, so that's actually stop. If I want to start again, Docker start, then you can, these things will be starting. So that's small command, you can play with these things. And I think just review the topics from chapter 4 and it should be fine. So that's pretty much about the Docker discussions. This is not from Microsoft. Microsoft only we have the containers, but rest of the things from Docker, which is a third party. You need to sign up. Even I have my account with that. You can sign in. See, I have a separate account. Account means I will be able to download something from the Docker Hub. If you have the account, you can download something from that. So that's sort of advantage we have. All right. Back now. Now, this section is going to talk about implementing network load balancing. We're going to talk about overview of network load balance, configuring an NLB cluster, planning an NLB implementations. These topics we're going to look at. We're going to look at how NLB works, and NLB works with server failures and recovery, NLB features in Windows Servers 2016. These topics we're going to look at. So what is NLB? NLB is a scalable high availability technology. Network load balancing, this is work for many different applications, mostly stateless applications. Scalable high availability technology balances traffic based on the node utilizations. New traffic is directed to the node that is being utilized the least. Node means servers. You can configure NLB to preference some nodes over others. Use with stateless applications such as web tiers of multi-tier applications. Is failure aware. Do not use with this stateful applications such as traditional file servers and database servers. So for these purposes, NLB is not suitable. NLB is suitable for applications, web applications, those kind of scenario. This is suitable. For example, if you have some servers running, let's say we have some node in here, and this side we have multiple applications, and this side we have many different customers. So there are applications. So applications server 1, and this is applications server 2. We got a couple of applications, and they are all, this is we call it NLB cluster. NLB cluster. And we have, this is node 1, this is node 2. Servers and node, they're same thing, just when they're part of the cluster, we call them node. Node 3, node 4.
So NLB network load balancer, right?
Yes, network load balancer, correct.
Okay, thank you.
And we have, let's say this is client 1, client 2, client 3, like that. We have client 1, 2, 3. So each of the client, they will go like that. This client try to access one application. So the client will go at first via node 1, but if node 1 is busy, then client will be directed to node 2. But if node 2 is busy, then it will be directed to node 3, like that. So client will be distributed in this node. And whoever is available, so that node will allow the connections to closest servers. That's how the NLB functions. Many different applications. For example, in certain dates, some universities, some schools, they're actually using these applications. There are some online exam. Many people do the exam on the same time. So we need some way to distribute the traffic to multiple servers. So network load balancing or NLB cluster can help us with that. Same time, if this application is used by many people, for example, you have looked at before central link applications. One day, everyone want to access. So if those kind of scenario or sensors that last day of file submissions or detailed submissions, so people want to jump into the web servers and fill up the information. So those kind of scenario, if everybody jump into the same servers, then servers will not respond. It will be unavailable after a certain time. But network load balancing, what it does, it can distribute the traffic to different servers. So all the client, they can go from any of the servers, whatever servers is available. So client will go with those node. That's how it will work. They are all client. And from the network load balancing, we can configure the load balancing and which port we want to allow, which port we don't want to allow. We can configure that level. So let's have a look these things in details. So how NLB functions? So client want to access the cluster application. So client will go to this host. If this is busy, it will go to the other one. If that is busy, it will go to the other one. If it is available, client will go through that node. And we can see that each of the node, they have their dedicated IP. For example, this one, 10.1.1.2. This one, 10.1.1.3. Then you have 10.1.1.4, then 10.1.1.5. They have, this is their individual server IP address, but they have a common virtual IP address, which is 10.1.1, 10.1.1, and same. So that means that is the cluster IP. And applications will be associated with that cluster IP. So client is actually accessing the cluster IP, which is the virtual IP. So whoever is available, client will be automatically directed to that servers. NLB cluster heartbeats transmit every second between nodes in a cluster. Convergence occurs when a node misses 5 consecutive heartbeats, at which time it is automatically removed from an NLB cluster. A node that was member of a cluster returns to functionality. An administrator adds or removes a node manually. So these pictures, all these nodes, they communicate every 5 seconds, or if they miss any 5 consecutive heartbeats, that means something happened with the node. And this node, we can add manually, and we can remove, we can make some changes. There are 35 NLB Windows PowerShell commands to manage the all aspects of NLB configurations. There are some PowerShell command, NLB cluster related command, NLB cluster node related command we have. Other NLB features, it doesn't require any hardware changes, does not require any application software changes. Host can be part of multiple clusters, can add, remove host without affecting the rest of the cluster.
I have a question.
Yes, sure.
The virtual IP, does it have a virtual DNS record, or it's just an alias name?
It's just a virtual IP, but later on you can create the DNS record.
You can also add a DNS record.
Yes. When you create the cluster, we'll have a cluster IP, that is the virtual IP. But if you want to run that one, and if you want to associate that one with some web name, we can do it from the DNS.
See, thank you.
Because cluster IP, that will be associated with your applications. And if you want to run that applications in the website, so definitely need to have a DNS record. So configuring an NLB cluster, deployment requirements, deploying NLB, configuring options, configuring NLB affinity and port rules. these things we're going to look at. Now, document requirements for NLB. Ensure that all hosts are on the same subnet. Configure all adapters as either unicast or multicast. Use only the TCP/IP protocol on adapters. Configure all adapters that you use in the NLB with static IP address. We need to have a TCP/IP communications. Host need to be same subnet, and network adapters. So we have some options whether we want unicast or multicast communications inside our network. We'll be able to set up that one as well. And we need to configure the static IP address. Configurations options for NLB. Port rules determine how traffic is directed to cluster nodes depending on TCP or EDP port. To distribute requests across node in cluster, configure one of the following filtering modes: multiple host, single host, disable port range. So how redistributions will happen from the node, we'll be able to configure. For example, node will always go via this one at first, or node will go to any available cluster host. This client will go to any available cluster host. We'll be able to configure that things from here, whether multiple host, single host, or without the port, we'll be able to configure this part. Affinity settings determine how reconnections occurs. Affinity means how reconnections will occur. For example, a client node today using a particular node. This client one always using node one. So tomorrow when they connect, when the client try to reconnect the applications, whether client will be always directed to the same node or any other node, you can set up that one from affinity settings. Because if it is goes always same nodes, maybe it will be faster. Client will get bit faster connectivity with the applications. Network considerations for NLB. We can have unicast suitable for clusters that have multiple network adapters. Unicast mode we can set up if we have a more than one NIC card. Multicast we're going to set up for if we have a single network adapters. Network device must support multicast MAC address. Another thing we have called IGMP multicast. Improved switch performance requires a network switch that supports this functionality. So IGMP multicasting is very good if we have any video servers or something, if we're running from our applications, so those kind of scenario, this protocol will be very helpful. Planning and NLB implementations, designing applications and storage support for NLB, considerations for deploying an NLB cluster on virtual machines, considerations for securing NLB, considerations for scaling NLB. So you're going to look at all these topics now. Upgrading the NLB clusters, we're going to look at these things now. Designing applications and storage support for NLB. Each node in an NLB cluster should have the same configurations. Each node needs access to the same consistent applications data. That means when you configure these servers, they need to have a similar sort of configurations, and they will have need to have access to same servers. Use IIS shared configurations to ensure that web applications configurations is consistent across NLB nodes. Use cluster shared volumes to host shared applications and configurations data for NLB applications. NLB hosts do not typically need local storage redundancy. it doesn't require that. So that means, let's say something happened, is this server is down, but it will not have many impact because it's a kind of do the load balancing. Other devices, they will take care of the load balancing. And this is not storage. We are not doing many steps in here, so it doesn't require any local redundancy. So considerations for deploying an NLB cluster: configure virtual machines with multiple NIC card, configure one network adapter on each node member to use a shared private network switch, configure the NLB cluster to use unicast mode and enable MAC address spoofing on the Hyper-V host. Use the shared private network switch for cluster communications. Use network virtualizations to separate the cluster network when NLB nodes span multiple sites. So these are the configurations options we have. Multiple MAC address, private switch, and all these things, if we configure, then our cluster will run better. Security need to consider, so use NLP cluster port rules to discard traffic not related to clustered applications. Use firewall rules to drop traffic not related to cluster applications or node management. Configure applications to respond only to traffic that is addressed to the clusters. So firewall need to be there, and cluster port rules, we're going to configure that one as well. And configure applications to respond traffic. Use sense to create certificates that support the application's name and node names. Implement principle of least privilege, so only authorized users have permissions on node. These are the security things need to be configured for this NLP. Considerations for scaling NLP. NLP clusters can have up to 32 nodes. Use DNS round robin to distribute traffic between NLP clusters. So that means client in Sydney, they will direct to Sydney clusters. Client in Brisbane, they may direct to Sydney, Melbourne, and Canberra in this way. So how the traffic will be distributed? DNS has a big role in here. DNS will distribute all the client to our NLP cluster with the round robin format. So DNS knows all of these servers. So DNS will send one to that one, then next traffic will that one, the next traffic will that one. That's a round robin. And net mask ordering. Net mask ordering means is a close proximity. That means it will measure the client subnets and it will send the client to the closest subnets. So net mask ordering and round robin, they work together in this way. They can send the traffic to the closest cluster and in a round robin format. So DNS actually has a lot of things to do in here. But that's the default characteristics from DNS, and this net mask ordering and DNS round robin features, it's already enabled. Now NLP clusters can run with different operating systems. Windows Server 2012 R2 NLP clusters can interoperate with Windows Server 2008 and 8 R2, 12 and 12 R2. Piecemeal upgrade, add Windows Server 2016 cluster nodes, remove nodes running earlier operating systems. If you want to upgrade, you just simply need to add the new one and remove the earlier one. Upgrade clusters, so remove nodes from NLP cluster, upgrade to Windows Server 2016, rejoin node to NLP cluster. and module review. So we're going to look at how to configure this one, and we'll work around that areas. Now let's go to our servers and start your virtual machines.
Which server VM01?
Yes, see, you may notice that there's a Docker desktop VM is running on the backend, right? So in order to run this Docker, they actually require the virtual machines as well. So that's actually running. And if you go to your virtual switch managers, you'll be able to see that there's a Docker netting is over there as well. Because Docker applications automatically they communicate outside. Now let's start your VM. So I think you have two virtual machines. So run your two VM. Yeah, they are running. And also, if you have other virtual machines, you just stop those virtual machines.
Continue.
Yes.
Revert or continue?
Continue. So just turn off the other VM which you're not using. You just need to remove, not remove, not delete, because I have a night class, so they're actually using the other virtual machines. So basically, one moment, you need to turn off this one. Yeah, now you can start your one. Yes, it's starting. I guess it's starting. Okay, so everyone got the virtual machines. Fantastic. I got domain controller as well. Okay, once you're logged in, this one actually required a bit of domain environment. We'll see how it will work. So that was 100. Can you open your command prompt and try to ping 192.168.10.100 and see it's working or not? $10.100, fantastic. You can ping, make sure like from your all PC, you got, everyone has it, 2 servers, right? Try to ping from both servers.
Okay.
Okay, so please check from all of your servers. You have 2 servers, right? Try to ping from both servers.
Yeah, I can ping on both.
Okay, everyone, can you ping from your both PC to here? I'll check mine one as well. So everyone, can you ping the servers?
Yep.
This is my main servers. After that, I need 11. That's pretty much it. Okay. So many things in little servers. Now I got 12. What is 11? It's 11. Okay. Okay, so this is my server. So basically I'll try to ping from, this is 11. I'll try to ping from this one. That is 10.100. Okay, this one is good. This is 11. I have 12. Okay, that's good. All right, these servers, last week we installed the NL failover clusters. Hopefully that will not make any problem. Now, okay. Now, let's go to your first VM. Everyone, can you ping? I think so. Yes, I think everyone can ping the main servers. Our domain controller is, this is the domain controllers. So if I go to my first VM, I'm going to install the NLB roles. Add roles and features. Click next, next, next. This is features. We click next. See network load balancing. It should be somewhere here. Network load balancing. So please select network load balancing. That's in your servers. Not here, in your servers. Yeah. So can you make it smaller with this one or no? View. No. So basically you go bigger and then you can install, this is your server managers. Yes, please install in your both servers. So I'll add features, click next, install. Then I go to my another servers and I'll do the same thing. Add roles and features, next, 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 next. And this is the features, NLB network load balance. Tick that one and install. And last week, I think we have installed the failover clusters. Failover, if you want to remove a role, you go to manage, then remove, next, next. This is actually, if you click on next, and this is the network load balance, this one. Okay, add features, click next and install. Cool. And both servers, you need to install this one. Because if you looked at the pictures, you can test with 2 servers, but in later on in the productions environment, you can have more servers, you can add on this one. So click next. I want to remove my failover cluster from last week, remove features, click next and remove. You don't have to remove at this stage, but that's what we do. So please install the NLB in both servers.
So no need to remove.
Maybe no, it will not make any problem because we didn't configure, we just installed.
Okay.
If you want to install, this is under, if you click next, this is the features. Under features, if you go down, you find NLB. This is the NLB. Oh. So once it's get installed, then you'll get a yellow triangle is saying that it's installed. Oh my God, now I need to do restart. Don't need to remove anything. If you remove, it will ask you to restart. Okay, I'll restart again. Otherwise, it will not work properly. Oh, a lot of things is happening with that. Okay, once my other computer servers restart, then we'll do the network load balancing configurations. Yeah, this is back now. I'll go. I don't make my window bigger because if I make my window bigger, I will not be able to do all this task. Every time I have to minimize the screen. I think by this time we have this one installed. And we can check the ping connectivity in between. Ping 192.168. Mine one is 11 by 10.11. That's my, oh, it's not available. 12. One of my machine was not part of the domain some reason, but I put it back now. I should be fine. Okay, everyone, like you can open your network load balancing. We can go to tools. Your both computers, they ping each other.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Now, by the time we have the network load balancing managers open, it's got installed. Now you open the network load balancing. So you always go to server managers, and from that you'll be able to install, you'll be able to open. Yeah, everyone got the network load balancing console. Oops, this is my console. So only one servers, you need this one. Now, once we got this window, we right click, we can say new cluster. And this cluster host name, it says host. So host will be your own server IP. So this is my 12. I'll put 192.168 10.12 and connect. So that is my 10.12. This is my IP. Make sure you put your own IP.
It adds to the tunic cards.
Yes. Okay, everyone selected. Yeah. So now we have 10.12. Everyone got it? Yes. Yeah, cool. Make sure you select it, because last time we had a 2 NIC card, 2 IP. Make sure we have 10.12 in your case, your IP is selected, and click next. Now after that, this is click next again, and it's a cluster IP address, and add cluster IP address. You put, everyone need to have a, because we are a part of the same network, so everyone need to have a separate IP. So maybe Andy, you put 192.168.10.70. Bhavin, you put 10.71. And Adil, you put 192.168.10.72.
So this is the virtual IP.
Virtual IP, correct. And Vimal, you put 73. 10.73. I put 10.74. 192.168.10.74. So this is the cluster IP. So because we are in the same network, everyone has to have a same a different IP. So click OK. This is our cluster IP address. Click next. And after that, we need to have a name. So you can, I put my one is web 74 dot abc dot local. So you put your one is web, yeah, okay, everyone I think got it. Yeah, excellent, cool. So that's the website, kind of website for the clusters. And in here say cluster operations, whether you want to use unicast or multicast. Maybe we using the multicast. Unicast is good if you have a multiple NIC card, but in our case only one NIC card for NLB. Select multicast and click next. and finish. So that's actually creating the clusters. So once we click on this, this is web74.abc.local. This is my cluster name. At the moment it's saying pending. Pending means it's doing something. So after a while it should be fine. So you click on this one's web74, click on that one. That is your cluster name.
Mine status converge shows.
Converge means very good. That means it's done. Is actually your cluster has been configured properly. Mine one is still pending. Yes, now it's converged. See, like it takes a bit of time. Now after that, this is the cluster, and in my cluster I have only one node. This is only one node, but you can create according to the pictures. I have only, this is my cluster, and I have my cluster IP address, which is 74. I have my cluster name as well. I have only one node connected, but in order to do load balancing, we need to connect more. Like if you connect more, then it's better. But our case, we're going to look at only one node. And later on, we check the possibility to add the another node, but at this stage, just check this one. So this is my cluster, and whether if you want to check this web servers is running or not, we can install the IIS servers. So if we go add rules and features, click next, next, next. Web servers, yes, install web servers here. Click next. Mine one is a bit slow, but you continue. Find out the web server and install that one. Yeah. Just next, 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 and install. Yep.
Okay, next. No need to select any feature.
No, click next. It will automatically, many things it will install. Tick that one and click next. Add features. And click next, 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 and install. If you select, automatically it will install many, many things for you. My servers get very, very slow.
It asks for health and diagnostics. And
yeah, whatever is selected default, just click next, 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 install.
okay.
Because it will, many things it will install by itself. It needs this informations. Oh, mine one is really, really struggling. Okay, while these things is running, I'll check mine one later on, but let's say this is our NLB, network load balancing. Okay. In my network load balancing, let's have a look what we can do. We can right click and add host to cluster. That means if you want to add one more, node, then this is the options. That's how we can more nodes in the cluster. Now we'll go to cluster properties. Click on this one. In cluster properties, we have, this is our cluster name and IP address. If you want to make changes with the IP, we have the options. If you click edit, then we'll be able to change the IP address. Then you have cluster parameters. Over there, we have the IP address, internet name. So something happened with the name, we can make changes as well. Or cluster operations, something happened, network issues happened that time, you'll be able to select these options. And port rules. Port rules is the most important things. Select this one and click edit. That's where we can control which traffic we want. For example, we want to allow only web traffic, port number 80. And protocols, whether TCP, UDP, or both protocol you want to allow, you can select from here. So which protocol you want to allow inside your network. Then filtering mode, whether multiple host they will go, or single host, or disable port range. If they go multiple host, then we have reconnections options as well. Whether the client will go to any host or only one host. If it is any host, then affinity settings we can have none and single. What is affinity? Affinity means how reconnections happen. For example, client today logged into the servers, web applications, and tomorrow client back again and want to log in. So whether the client will be directed to the same servers or directed to the any servers, that is actually affinity settings we can do. So leave this one like that. This is the default. We can leave like that. So this is the configurations you can do. Click OK. Oh, what happened? I didn't make any changes. Oh, I click OK, that's why. Okay, so after that, we'll try whether it works or not, but we'll try. We try to another node. If you want to add another node, we go to the second servers and we're going to install the NLB features over there. This is I'm in my second servers and I'm going to install the NLB features over there. Network already installed. Okay, this is already installed.
Yeah, we did it.
Oh, we installed both of them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I forgot that. But now, simply if we have done that before, second node, you don't have to do anything. Let's go back to the first cluster, first node. If you already installed the node, you don't have to do anything for the second servers. Let's go to our first, cluster. Right click on the cluster, add host to cluster, and type the IP address for the other servers, which is my case 192.168.10.11, and connect. Add host to cluster, yes. It may take a bit of time, that's normal. Yeah, so once you add, if it is successful, sometimes it may have some network latency issues, that's why it's getting delayed. But if it works, simply click next, and finish. Then we'll have another node in here. So same way we can add more nodes. Just need to put the IP address, connect, and next, and finish. This is the command. But at the moment, yep. So if you got that one, click next, and finish. Okay, one person got successful so far.
Error code. One nine two one six.
We can try again, but there's no just only thing, just hopefully it will not get conflict with any other IP address. That's the only thing, but other than that it should work. So click on connect again. It may fix by itself. Microsoft thinks many different times you need to restart, and that's how it get fixed as well. So IS servers is running. So after that, if we go to local servers, and then in the backend maybe is connecting, but I'll go to my local servers. There's a Internet Explorer enhanced security configuration. This is on. I'll turn off this one because these features always try to block traffic. So I just turn off this one. This is for Internet Explorer. This is the same servers where I have installed my IIS web servers. Now, after that, if I open my web servers, I don't want to restore any old sessions. I just simply use recommended. Okay, close. Now in here, if I say web 74.abc.local, let's see whether it's working or not. Okay, this one doesn't work, but 192.168 10.12, oh no, 10.74, that is my web servers. Yeah, that is running. So this is the applications and that is running. That is my cluster IP. So if you put your cluster IP, it will run. Credentials came from where? No, cancel this one. They shouldn't ask any credentials. Access denied. So that is my web server. See this one, 192.168.10.74. So this is my cluster IP and it is running at the moment. I think Adel, your one is live like that because it is bit of network issues. That's why we have a wireless network. That's why it's not creating straight way. Live like that, but you can open your Internet Explorer and then you can run your applications. So you can run this one where you have installed your IIS servers, because this IIS servers is hosting these applications and this is your IP address. I can run, I think I'll be able to run anyone's IP address. 71 if I want to run. It should be working because it's part of the same network. Yes, it's running. Then 71, no, it's not running. No, Microsoft Edge is in different network. So please, if you want to run this one, it should be under your servers. Remember where you install the IIS servers, it will only run on that machines. Oh, you can run mine one. What about your one? 10.74 is my cluster. I think your one is 73. So I'll fix this one. So if you go here, if you go to local servers, there is a Internet Explorer IE setting. This is need to be off. Otherwise, it will ask you many things when you try to install something. After that, this is your Explorer, and you can type your IP over there.
I've done 73 works fine. I just checked 74.
Oh, your 73 working fine? Okay, sorry about that.
Now I just check the different one, it works or not.
It should be working because it's the same network, should work.
Yeah. But
because
they asked something, I reckon.
Maybe because it's another server asking for the credentials or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay.
I check my one works fine, but I just check another one I can access or not. That's it.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yes, so it's working for everyone. Now mine one doesn't work, but I mean I can't access others, so that could be some access issues. But that is our cluster. So cluster is running. See, if I try to access anything, it is asking. If I put abc/administrators, and I'd be able to log into that one as well. Yes, but main thing is how to check this one, web.abc.local. So this services, it is working. But 10.11, so it's having some problem to log into that servers. Let me check this one. So this web servers will be running, and web servers will be running, but load balance will happen with this host under the cluster. At the moment we have a cluster and we have only one host, right? But if you have multiple hosts, they will do the load balancing. And load balancing, it will be done from DNS. I'll just show you the DNS part as well. So R8UTE999, and if I go to tools, DNS, these servers, only I have this servers. This is the domain controller authentication servers. If I go to forward lookup zone, all the virtual machines, IP address and everything I have in here. Now DNS, how it functions, if I go abc.local, create a new, actually not the host name, this is called CNAME. CNAME is a canonical name. Next week we're going to discuss DNS, that time you'll see this one. So I put www.abc.local, but I'll browse, point this one to, for example, who has 10.1? 10.1
That's
is
mine.
Andy, yeah. So is it your cluster is in 10.1? Oh, no. We need to create a different record and then we can fix it. So now we registered at first a record, which is web 71, right?
Yes.
And IP address is 192.168.
10.71.
10.1?
71?
71, sorry, 10.71. So that's your add host. Then we have web 72. That is, what is the IP address for that? 192.168.10.72. Now web 73, 192.168.10.73. So 70, oh, I didn't add the 70 maybe, right? Web 70, 192.168.10.70. Then web 74, 192.168.10.74. So this is the DNS record we created. If we create the DNS record, advantage is that this we can put web 74.abc.local. Then this one should work. Why is not working?
Let's see.
Yeah, all of them should be working.
Maybe you need to configure the IS.
Hmm?
Maybe in the IIS manager.
If IP works, name should be working because it's the same. So that's how we can check. We can check if I go to command prompt, if I try to ping web 74, oh, it doesn't know, .abc.local. What happened with this one? Yeah, web 74.abc.local. Yes. Ping request, please check the name. Okay, so DNS is not actually responding properly. But we can, okay, canonical name is later on, but I think your physical path or something is required. But yeah, normally, yeah, it should work. I'm not sure why it's not working. Yeah, IP should work and name should work as well. But if name doesn't ping, then it will not work. But default, it should ping. For example, if I want to ping vm1.abc.local. But that's okay. That's not our main concern. Our main thing is how NLB cluster works. But once you fix the DNS, after that, you instead of name, instead of IP address, if you put name, it will work as well. But how to do the load balancing? If we have multiple node, those kind of scenarios. So this one, if you have a multiple node, then it will do the load balancing. So that means if one node is down, another node will host your cluster IP addresses. Oh, for the other Adel, this is working. So one computer is got configured properly. That is good. So basically, in this one, yeah. So one computer got multiple node connected. So oh, this one. Yeah, this is my cluster comprised. Okay. So if you want to add more, you can add the cluster. You can delete the cluster. You can add host to the cluster. If you can change the cluster properties, and after that you can stop particular host, and then this kind of things you'll be able to do. And from the client side, this is you can delete host, you can make some changes with the host, you can make some changes with the NIC card, if this kind of things you'll be able to do. So once you have a same or similar sort of configurations and same and similar sort of um, similar sort of like host, then we'll be able to add with the cluster. And cluster, automatically it will provide the load balancing. In DNS, there's another sections which you need to check, that is called, if you go to advanced, there's a round robin and net mask ordering. See, these two things we talked about, they actually send the traffic in a round robin format. These things automatically enabled and configured in the DNS servers. You don't have to do anything, just you need to know the locations. All right, so NLP, all the configuration steps you have in the book as well. So we can add more node in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes. And after that, it will provide the load balancing. Cool. Now, next topics we're going to look at, which is about WSUS. We have a Windows servers, update services. We're going to discuss that part. Okay, do this one. WSUS and monitoring, this part we're going to look at. So these topics we're going to look at. So these sections we're going to look at WSUS, overview and deployment options, update management process with WSUS, overview of Windows Server 2016 monitoring tools, using performance monitorings, and monitoring event logs. So these topics we're going to look at. Now, what is WSUS? We're going to look at what is WSUS and WSUS servers deployment options, and the WSUS update management process, server requirements for WSUS, configuring clients to use WSUS. So these topics we're going to look at. Now let's have a look how WSUS functions. Once you have servers, this is one of the Windows servers. And in our network, we may have many different kind of clients. So all these clients, they need the update. So if individual client, they connect to the internet, so it will take a long time. It will take a lot of bandwidth to get the updates. Instead of that, we can have one of the servers as a Windows Servers Update Services, which is WSUS. With that update servers, we'll be able to push the update to individual PC. This is just a PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4, and so on. This is maybe another servers, server 1. So all these devices will be able to provide updates from this WSUS. Okay, many organizations, they using this WSUS as their update management servers, and many people working, some company, the people, they're working only to manage these updates. This is the infrastructures people. Normally they work, nighttime or after hours. They look after the updates, manage the updates, install the updates, and check whether updates is making any issues or not. So all entire update management can be done with this WSUS. Like in Windows 10, individually update can be managed from the local machines, but with this one is actually centralized way you can manage all these updates for the client. So Microsoft has update websites, and from that, these updates can be downloaded inside the WSUS servers. After that, these updates can be distributed to multiple clients. For example, you deployed at first the test clients, and if everything goes good, then you can deploy the updates to these automatic updates in here, automatic updates over there. So before you deploy the updates for the entire network, you should deploy the updates to some test clients and see it's causing any issues or not. And based on that, you're going to deploy to all other computers. Now, WSUS servers deployment options. WSUS implementations, we have a single servers, multiple servers, disconnected servers. Different way we can implement. Single servers means in your network, you may have only one WSUS servers. Multiple servers means you may have, for the load balancing, you may have multiple servers. And WSUS hierarchies, we have autonomous mode and replica mode. That means once you have a multiple servers, you may have a one WSUS servers, or you may have multiple WSUS servers. So you can have WSUS 1 and you can have WSUS 2. So you may have multiple options. But if you have multiple options, then you can create the replica. Replica means create from here to there, or you can create replica, or individually you can manage this one, you can manage that one. Both options we have. That's autonomous mode and replica mode. For the WSUS database, we can use Windows internal database, SQL servers, those kind of database options we have. Now, WSUS update management process, we have a phase 1, assess, set up productions environment, assess, then phase 2, identify, discover new updates, determine if updates are relevant. After that, evaluate and plan, test updates, determine how to update productions environment. Evaluate and plan, test updates, determine how to update productions environment, and then 4, approve and schedule updates and review the process. So all these phase actually related with this update management. So enterprise network or large businesses, mostly they have many different client machines. So all the machines update we need to manage individually. You may have a Windows 7 groups, you may have a Windows 10 groups, you may have some servers. So different devices, they need different kind of updates. So our WSUS update management team, they actually manage those different groups of updates. Server requirements for WSUS, we have software requirements, IIS, Microsoft .NET Framework 4.6 or newer, report, Microsoft report via distributable 2008 or newer. This .NET Framework report via distributable SQL servers, this kind of things we can install. Hardware requirements, we need 1.4 gigahertz or faster processors, 2 GB RAM, and 10 GB available disk space. So that's the minimum requirements. And these days, you can deploy one of the virtual machines as like your WSUS servers. Configuring clients to use WSUS. Use a GPU to configure automatic updates. Specify internet Microsoft Update Service locations. So that means group policy is very important. With that group policy, we tell this client to contact with WSUS to get the updates. So group policy is one of the main mechanism, GPU. So for computers running Windows 8 and Windows servers 2012, you can use automatic maintenance to control the update process. For computers running older operating systems, you should automatically download updates, automatically install updates. Beginning with Windows 10, you can defer updates for up to 1 month. This sort of things we'll be able to manage. Now, update management process with WSUS. WSUS administrations, what are the computer groups, approving updates, configuring automatic updates, deploying updates by using WSUS reporting, and troubleshooting. So these areas we're going to look at. You can use WSUS administrations console to manage updates, configure computer groups, view computer status, view synchronizations informations, configure and view WSUS reports, configure WSUS settings and options. In Windows Server 2016, WSUS also includes Windows Powershell commands for administrations. So all these options we'll be able to see from the WSUS administrations console from there. So what are the computer groups? You can use computer groups to organize WSUS clients. The default computer groups include all computers and unassigned computers. You can create custom computer groups to control how updates are applied. So when you deploy the updates, then we need to use this group. This is the computer groups. You can create custom computer groups to control how updates are applied. By default, all the computers, if it is part of your domain, they'll be part of your all computers groups in here. But if you want to create separate groups, then you will have the options to do that. Approving updates. Updates can be approved automatically, but it is not recommended. Declined if there are if they are not needed. Removed if they cause problems. So you should test updates before they are approved for productions. So this kind of approval and management need to be done. Configure automatic updates. So you must configure the client computers to use WSUS servers as the source for updates. And that things can be done via group policy. We can tell the individual client to contact with the servers to get the updates. You can use group policy to configure clients, including the following settings, such as update frequency, like after how long they should contact with the WSUS servers. Update installation schedule, automatic restart behavior, default computer group in WSUS. All these things can be configured as well. WSUS reporting. Report is important, like what kind of update has been deployed. Those things we'll be able to see from the report. Update reports, we have update status summary, update detailed status, update tableau status, update tableau status for approved updates. Computer updates, so computer status summary, computer detailed status, computer tableau status for approved updates, and synchronizations updates results. From the WSUS reporting, we'll be able to see all these reports and update informations. WSUS troubleshooting, clients not appearing in WSUS, this kind of issues can happen. So that is check GPU and client settings. When the WSUS server stops, you should check database servers, reinstall the WSUS. And when you can't connect to the WSUS, you should check the network connectivity, telnet to HTTP or HTTPS ports. That could be the issues. If you encounter other problems, maybe you need to use server diagnostic tools and client diagnostics tools. So these are the options we have. Now, how to work with these WSUS? Let's go to our first servers. Many of you, your servers may have some issues, such as is automatically it gets shut down because of the licensing stuffs. So we can apply that command. In the morning, we have looked at that command. In this way, we can fix this one for 10 days. If it is connected to the internet, 180 days, no problem. But at the moment, it's got a different IP setup.
I think I have Jai.
Sorry, second.
I have TeamViewer issue.
Can't you log in or?
Yeah, they always show me is connected, but says the TeamViewer is not connecting.
Can you use your VM or?
Now it's better. Something happened.
Oh, okay. So you can close, make it bigger or something. Yeah, close. Yeah.
I need to use. See, they again come as a connection lost.
Which machines you are connected? You are connected.
Yeah, VM9. VM10 is not start yet. So.
Okay. But you're, can you see now? It's not.
See, but after that, it's always come as a TeamViewer error.
Okay.
Yeah, see, again, I get the error. So I think I need to disconnect the TeamViewer and start again.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, because looks like TeamViewer issue because it's licensing.
Okay. Yeah, now I can see you disconnected.
I need another password then.
Let me check.
I just run that command slmgr.pbs.
Yes, then after that, once you restart, you'll be able to see that yeah, now I got the, I think I got the, I'll provide you the details. N45 2AS. Yeah, this one for you. Now this is my VM12. I logged into that one. And then we're going to install the same servers we got like IIS servers. We're going to install WSUS because WSUS also need many steps because this servers already got IIS, so it will be faster. So once our same servers, which is got IIS, we're going to install the WSUS. Windows servers update services. Please install these tools. So I'll go to add rules and features. Oh, it's not ready yet. Once it's ready, then you'll be able to do this one. But if you run the command, you need to restart the computers, restart the servers. I have looked at like Andy, you have applied, but shutdown space dash restart.
I think look like again I have same error, team viewer. I don't know why.
You keep disconnecting or?
You see, always when I click anything on VM through the main host, always give me the error.
Okay. So are you using that TeamViewer for a long time or your site?
Yeah, I am using long time.
Long time?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they have a like a free options. If you frequently using, then they sometimes, they don't want people to use that one for free or something. That could be the case. But I can see you connected. You're not disconnected, but you
No,
get
I'm
some.
not disconnect. Only disconnect on a virtual machine.
Oh, okay. Mm,
Not issue in my team viewer. Only virtual machine.
oh, okay. Only virtual machines when you access, then you got these issues, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me check if I can make you. Okay, let me check. This VM number 9, did you use this one today? Or did you use this VM2 today? Or
No, I never use the
no, today which computers you use? VM9 or VM10?
VM9.
VM9, okay. Somehow it doesn't have the IP addresses. What was the
Oh,
IP address? 192.168. I think something happened because this is connected to the internet. So 192.168, 10 dot. This is which computer? 9.
yeah.
192.168, 10.100. That is the DNS. Then it will not have any IP. So now in this way, other one don't need to use. Is it okay now or better?
No, still have same issue.
Okay. Because now this one doesn't have any internet connections. Only have a, connections to your host machines. So 10 is not required now, just only we're going to use the 9.
Yeah.
Okay. So see if it is okay or not. Otherwise, you just install the TeamViewer in virtual machines 9 and then you can use that one. But I think it's not required. Simply you try to use and see.
Okay. Okay. So what I need to do now?
We're going to install the WSUS. So you go to manage, add roles and features. Or before that, we need to create one of the folders. This PC, we go to C drive. We create a folder called. You can put WSUS. So we just create one of the folder called WSUS because when you create the, when you download the update, it will store over there.
Okay.
Okay. C drive, you just create one of the folder called WSUS.
And we'll just add WSUS.
Yes, so after that, we'll do manage add-ons and features. Click next, next, next. And Windows Server's update services. This is the role. In add features. Click next, next, next. And Windows internal database connectivity and WSUS service. Yes, we just need these two. Click next. Then path, it will be C:/WSUS. This is the path. Because that's where our update will download. And then yes, in C drive, we can create one of the folder. Yes. After that, click next. Look at that is ASP.NET and so many stuffs it will install. So click install. If you want to install, manage add-ons and features, right? Manage add-ons and features. Click next.
Already done.
Oh, install all done already. Okay, I didn't look at your one. Okay, that's fine. So once you install, then after that, it should provide you the notifications in here, the flag sections.
Yep.
It's installing at the moment. Yeah, still. Yeah, click on that one. Not done yet.
Yep.
So this is a free feature of when you purchase the Windows license, right?
Yes, all of them is free from Windows servers. That's the advantage. Once you have a servers, Hyper-V, failover cluster role, all these storage server configurations, iSCSI configurations, storage pool, or WSUS, all these things you'll get. DNS, DSCP, so all these things is available.
There's the advanced feature, which is the SCCM.
But that is not here. That's not part of this one. That's a different configurations for that.
Okay. Succeeded, so close.
Yeah, if it is succeeded, then you can, there's a post installation task. You can go to launch post yellow triangle, you get the yellow triangle and launch post installation task, you can go there. It's taking a bit of time for me. So WSUS, it will install, and after that we need to do some post configurations, and then we'll be able to see the console. And after that, the post configurations means our WSUS servers need to connect to the internet. At the moment, like, we will not connect to the internet because it will take long time to connect, establish the connectivity to the Microsoft update servers. But we'll not do the synchronizations, but we're going to look at the console and how the console functions. We're going to look at those things. Yeah, so it takes long time, like 2-3 hours maybe required to establish the connectivity only with the Microsoft servers. But close this one. Not done yet, yeah. Okay, so once is minor is still is configuring, so I'll show you once it's done. But server side, what we can do, this is the things we can do, and then post configurations, we'll go through that. And okay, it's done now. So if I click on launch post configurations, configurations required for Windows Server update services, so it's doing. I think for some of you it is taking long time as well. It just keep running. But if we go to tools, if we go down and see that Windows Server's update services, so click on this one, because we want to see the console, and then you get this window. Go down, 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 and you get a WSUS updates. Here, click run. Yeah, this task should be run from that yellow triangle, but some reason that is not activating. Go down, 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 WSUS, yes. Now it says this might take a few minutes, please wait. Please don't close this window. Okay, so it will take some time. Click close, something happened. Okay, but that's what I don't want. I want go to tools. Oh, your one is doing good. So those who got the Windows setup update services wizard, click next. Yeah, next. And see, you can synchronize from Microsoft Update or synchronize from another servers, but we need to select on synchronize from Microsoft Update and click next. And click next.
Complete installation.
Yeah, that's close. So after that, start connecting. Yes. If you click on start connecting, it will try to connect. Mine one I
You
got.
said I have to close.
Yeah, close this one. Yeah. Now, and try to go to tools and open WSUS update services.
Next.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you click next.
Server name, localhost.
No, not server name. Andy, you just need to wait and start connecting.
Okay.
Yes.
I have error.
Yeah, because there's no internet connections with that. We are using different subnet. But if you got the error, that's okay. And click cancel. For Vimal and Adele, you can click cancel. If you cancel this one, okay. Now, if you go to tools, you go to WSUS. Yeah, your console has been configured properly. Log file is located at this one. Post installation is starting. Fatal error, cannot file systems. So Vimal and Adele, your configurations is okay. Only thing, it didn't sync with Microsoft servers, but rest of the things, if you expand, you'll be able to see all these things. But Andy and mine one having some problem. So yes, you cancel this one. After that, if you go to servers, yeah, this is your servers. So yeah, for I think Vabin, Vimal, and Andy is not Andy. Andy, your is not okay, and mine one having some problem. Maybe only thing we can restart. That's the thing we can do. So I'll just restart. Yes. So if I want to connect any of the servers, I'll just remote desktop to another servers and I'll show you. This one. Okay, what is the IP address for your IP? 10.5. Okay. This is, I think, Vabik IP address. So I'll just remote desktop to your servers, and then I'll show you a few things from there. So remote desktop features, normally, if it is the same subnet, then remote desktop, if it is allowed, you should be able to log into any other servers. Now I'm trying to connect to your servers and see what happened. I think it's 10.5 your computers, yes. So remote desktop also taking a long time. Securing remote connections. Yes, okay. So this is, I'm logged into, so Babin, do not click on your computers, because if you click, then I'll lose the connections. So it's coming up now. So this is, I'm logged into 10.5. Okay. So Andy, I think you can, by the time you can restart your that computers, that servers, because it may need restart, I think, and
Okay.
many issues will be automatically resolved if you just restart the servers. Now this is the WSUS console. In the WSUS console, we have update sections, and we have computer sections, downstream servers, synchronizations, reports, and some options. Synchronizations means you see the synchronizations failed. So once you connect to the internet, and simply you need to click synchronize now. If you click on that one, then it will connect with the internet directly. Once it's connected to the internet, it will sync with Microsoft servers. After that, it will do some initiations, and then it will download the updates. So automatic updates will be downloaded automatically. It will be classified from Microsoft side, and then it will download as all updates, critical updates, security updates, and WSUS updates. All the updates will be available in here. After that, for example, if you have any critical updates in here, you right click on that one, and then you can approve. You can approve, and you have some options in here. Any, whether it's a failed update or is needed or failed, or you can simply put any, and then after that you can deploy that updates. But who will get the updates? So that computer groups is important. By default, all the computers will be in here under computer groups. And under these computer groups, if you want to create more groups, you can create from here. So you can right click, search, and then you can create, you can get the computer groups from here. Yeah, add computer group. For example, you have Windows 10 group. Windows 10, this is one of the groups. So all the Windows 10 computers will be part of here. But how those computers will appear in here, for that we have the group policy. Update that will be controlled by the group policy. So entire things will be part of the domain, right? At the moment we have our domain is ABC. So let's go to my domain controller, and I'll show you the updates options. This is my DC. This is my DC. I'll minimize this one. And normally when you go to domain controller servers, this is my actual our domain in here. And if I go to tools, and it should have a group policy management. So group policy management always will be part of these domain controllers. And you're going to learn this one more on 7742. Over there we have a separate group policy chapter, so you're going to study over there. But let's have a look at the moment. This is the GPO. If we expand, and then for example we have a default domain policy, right click on that one and click edit. This is the group policy editors. From there we can go to policies, administrative templates, Windows components, and if we go down we'll be able to see this Windows update. So there are many updates in here. So from here you can push the updates. For example, how it will work, I'll close this one, I'll show you again. For example, you have a new organizational unit, name Sydney desktop. This is one of the OU you have created. Sydney desktop. So you can create a new GPU and say Sydney desktop updates, or Sydney desktop not updates is not nice. Just we can say Sydney desktop PC. Click OK. So that means whoever will be part of that OU, this policy will apply to them. So I click on edit, and then computer configurations, policies, administrative templates, Windows components. If we go down, then Windows updates. So these updates we are configuring from Sydney PC. So all the policy will push over there. So let's have a look what policy we have. Make it bigger. Say automatic updates detections frequency. You can set up this one. Enable. Check for updates at the following, like interval every 22 hours. You can say, okay, every 10 hours, maybe it will check for the updates. But 22 hours actually best, because in this way, kind of like every day it will check the updates, whether any new updates or not. After that, restart behavior. Somewhere here, see this one, turn off auto restart for updates during the active hours. So you can, active hours is 8 AM to 5 PM. You don't want any restart on the time. So basically you can control from here. 8 AM to 5 PM. So that time, even there's the updates, your computer will not restart for the entire, group. Group means we are applying this policy to Sydney desktop PC in here, right? So these sort of things you can configure. Then any software updates, turn on software notifications, you can enable as well. There are many updates like that. Configure automatic updates. Okay, auto download and notify for installations. You can set up all these things. So this policy will apply to Sydney desktop, right? And this is the Sydney desktop. And under the Sydney desktop, we need to have a group. So if I go to tools, activity, users and computers, these things you learn more when you do 7740, because over there 7742, over there we have a separate Active Directory module. So you're going to learn those things later on. But let's say we have a Sydney desktop. Under that, we can create a group called Sydney, or what? Okay, Sydney Windows 10 group. One of the group we created. After that, whoever will be part of that group, for example, we put VM1, VM1, add to a group. We put Sydney, oops, sorry, what is the group name? Sydney dash Windows 10 group. Okay. Or actually I can add from here. This is easy for me. Properties, members, add VM1, VM01. Okay, I don't need to select. I can find out all of them from here. So let's say Sydney dash Windows 10 group. Sydney dash Windows 10. Make a big group now. It's not. Sydney. Oh, spelling mistake. Sydney. Sydney dash Windows 10 group. Okay. Yes. So for example, VM1 and VM2, they are part of that Sydney Windows 10 group. Actually, there are a lot of tasks. It's not simple like, one thing and you implement. It's got step by step, like a lot of things need to be done. But so those two, VM1 and VM2, part of Sydney Windows 10 group. Now, if we go back to our WSUS servers, that is these servers. In here, you need to discover that PC. Now search, let's say Windows 10 dash Sydney dash group. No, other way around. Sydney dash Windows 10 group. Now it's looking for computer name. Okay, close this one. Yeah. So under that group, see at the moment there's no computers, but search. So VM1 should be part of that. Oh, sorry, VM01, I guess. 01. Yeah. Not there. So all the computers, it's not coming up in here now, but in the same process, you need to restart. You need to push the client to come here. Group policy need to be updated. So all these things need to be done, and then this computer will be in here. Okay, and the computer, you don't have to do anything. They will get the updates because of the group policy. So group policy has a very important role. So when you apply the policy, so basically group policy is important. Group policy you're going to apply to all this PC, and then PC will contact with the WSUS servers and then get the updates. And if you go to reports, then report will show you more stuff. But if you want to see reports, you need to install one of the applications, Microsoft Report Viewer 2012 Beautiful. This is another applications from Microsoft side that need to install in order to see the updates. And which update you want to allow or deny. If you go to products and selections under the options, then you can Microsoft Exchange, Office 2003. They are all old information. So those things, as soon as it's connected to the internet, then it will get all the updates. It will synchronize with the Microsoft update servers. And see the critical updates, definition updates, security updates, all these updates automatically classified, and it will download in here. Yeah, I think Andy, yours is okay. Now click cancel. Yes, and now after that, you got your console. Expand your console. Now this is exactly like me, right? You got everything now.
Yeah, set up in the other server.
Yes, you got now all updates and critical. You can see the entire console.
Yeah.
Only thing is you need to connect this one. If you click synchronize now, but it need to be part of the internet, and then if you synchronize now, then it will sync with Microsoft Update Servers.
Okay.
Okay, so group policy, computer groups, they are the main tools that we can use. Now let me check what other servers I have. 1, 2. So those who are having some problem with your virtual machines, the main reason is if you go to the virtual machines desktop, see the Windows license valid for 124 days. But if you see your servers may be saying is expired. If it is expired, then it will shut down every 1 hour. That's why some of your computers, they're shutting down every 1 hour. So to avoid this one, we need to type that command slmgr.vbs. Then once we apply the command, then restart the computers. And then it will be valid for another 10 days. No, it will not connect with my servers. No, I don't have any updates, so you'll
Yeah.
not get anything from that. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, in here we had this remote desktop. And remote desktop, everyone is, I think it should be fine. I am logging remote desktop means from the server side, you just need to enable remote desktop services, correct? And if you can ping, you can do remote desktop as well. TeamViewer is a third-party applications we are using because we are connecting via public addresses from your computer to our computer. The alternative solutions is VPN or remote desktop. But remote desktop will work in local environment. Or whatever you can ping, you'll be able to do remote desktop.
Disabled.
Yes. So how to enable remote desktop? If you go to local servers and just remote desktop, you just need to enable. Once you enable, then this device from remote locations, from another servers, you'll be able to ping. Okay, I think that's pretty much about the WSUS servers. I'll disconnect this one and you can use this one. I'll close this one. So Bhavin, you can use this one, your servers now. Now another thing, this is my domain controller. If I go to my domain controller, if I go to all servers, right? I have more options. I'll show you. I can right click on all servers, add servers. And for example, I want to do VM05 or find now. If I say find now, or if I don't do anything, if I say find now, look at that. All the computers in our network, I can add, right? For example, I want to manage which server, VM5, I can add. I can add pretty much, I'll add all of them. How about that? So click OK. Look at that. All the servers I can add. In this way, in your network, if you have many servers, you'll be able to add them. Let's do it from your side. Try to add all servers. Right click on all servers, add servers. So see, some of them are online already, like 10.2, this is Andy's servers. 10.6, this is this is online. All of them is online because our service, they're all server, they're all In progress means these computers may be shut down or something happened, but I can restart, but I cannot, turn on a server from here. So all these servers, whoever is on, for example, VM2, right? This VM2, or VM2, you're accessing DNS, click on DNS. Search, click on search button.
Type anything or just leave it nothing.
Or you can, maybe what you do, you can add another, you have a two machines, right? You can add your another machines.
Okay.
Just type the IP address for the other servers. Make sure like other servers is on.
I think I have a problem with the other server. Let me restart.
So you put the IP. So what do you
Yeah.
do? So right click on this one, add servers, and just put the IP address, the servers you want to add, just put the IP address for that one. DNS, click on DNS. Put the IP address for the servers you want to add. For example, you add your other servers. Yeah, once you add, then you select that one and click OK, and then it should be in here. It's available. So advantage is, you put the IP and click select and click OK. Select, click OK. Yeah. So once you add, the advantage is, for example, now if I want to restart a computers, I have, let's say, some servers I want to restart, I can right click and click, I can add roles and features, I can restart their servers, I can remote desktop to that servers, I can use the Windows PowerShell command for that servers. There's a lot of advantages we have. But for that, remote management need to be enabled, then we'll be able to use this one. So all these things I can do. Okay, so that's simple options. You right click, and after that you click add. At first it will search, and after that you should be able to add that one. Yeah, now it came up here. Click add and then click OK. So now in this way, this servers, it's in Kerberos authentication server. There's some IP password, something happened over there, or maybe it's off or something. No, at the moment is on. So something happened, but once everything is good, then you'll be able to access these features. So see, I cannot target 8. Server 8 got some issues. Yeah, I got like VM01, VM03, VM04, not sure. Are those devices having some issues? But some of them are online. If they're online, I can manage. All right. Now let's have a look. We got only a few things left for today. That is about monitoring. So let's go back to our WSUS servers over there after that monitoring. So these sections, we're going to look at some monitoring tools. They are default monitoring tools from our servers, such as we have task managers, performance monitor, resource monitor, reliability monitoring, event where monitoring is servers with server managers. So these are the monitoring tools we're going to look at. Now this section we're going to look at task managers. So task managers is one of the most important things. Identify and resolve performance related issues. So we'll be able to see this CPU, memory, disk, and network. All these options you'll be able to see. So basically, task managers is a very good option, right? Something is not working in your servers. This is available in Windows 10 machines, and this is also available in Windows servers machines. So we'll be able to see all these options. So if I go to task managers, so go to task managers. We can see, look at that. So CPU is 100% usage, memory, disk. So this is very important. So in our servers, it's a bit slow or something is not running properly. This is the options we can go and check these informations. So you can more details. You click on more details. Yes, you can see that here. So we can see all this, which applications is running. And if I click here, look at the Zoom meeting is taking my majority of the CPU power. After that, my memory as well. If I see Microsoft Teams taking a lot of memory, then Google Chrome, Zoom meeting. So this, they are already taking 1 gig. And disk and network is not, network should be very busy, but it's not showing anything. And graphical, how the graphics is using, so that information so I can see as well. Power, like which particular applications is taking a lot of power, I can see those stuff as well. So all these things very important. So something, if we want to stop from here, we can click end task. In this way you can stop some applications. Now from here, if we go down, I think we have one more options. If we go to performance, and over there we have some other stuffs like who logged in, what are the startup applications means, what are the applications will start automatically once you open your computers, automatically these applications will be open over there. Users, who is the users, you'll be able to see. Details and services. Services means what are the services is running in the background. You'll be able to see all these informations. Okay, now if that, go back to our process, performance, and we'll be able to see some more informations in here. You click on open resource monitoring. Please click on open resource monitoring. In here, you'll be able to see that CPU utilizations. It has a bit better view. If you want to see your CPU utilizations, memory utilizations, you'll be able to see in a better way. This is better view. In this way, this one got a better view because in this way we can get a better indications. For example, your CPU utilizations, memory utilizations, you can see almost we have used a lot disk, how the disk read write is happening. Those informations you'll be able to see as well. It's coming up, yeah. Network utilizations, network activity, TCP connections. Look at that, all the TCP connections we can see from which particular area we are connecting. Process ID, local address, local port, all this information you'll be able to see from here. How come this one to remove? Okay. Okay, so these two things is important. And what else we have? Let's go back and check. App history. This is related with mostly with the. This is related with mostly with the applications. If you have a Windows 10 machines, you can see what applications is running and what are the CPU, network, and other services it is using. So you'll be able to see those informations. Startup tab we have looked at. Performance monitoring. So performance monitoring is another good options we can see. Let's go back to one of our virtual machines. Yeah, this one we have looked at. Now, if we go to performance monitoring, you can go to tools. It should be around here, P. Yeah, performance monitor. So if you click on that one, so performance monitoring tab, you can see it has some default counters. Counters means processor time, like how the processor time is actually utilizing. It will show you those informations. You click on performance monitoring tab, then you can see these graphs. So if it is, it's kind of like 0% to 100%. And at the moment, this is okay, but yeah, this is okay. It's around 40% marks, which is not too bad. Performance. Now it has multiple view as well. If I go to histogram bar, that's one kind of view. If I go to report, it will show us the report time, report informations as well. So it's got multiple view. Now in here, we can see only processor related informations. Oops, that's my things here. Processor, see only the processor time. But if I want to look at a bit more informations, I can click on this plus sign. And from here, for example, I want to know a bit more about network interface informations and Hyper-V adapters. I want to know a bit more information about that. I can click add and click OK. If I click OK, actually there are a lot of variables came in now, but you can see that some of the bar is hitting 100%. So that means those are the variables they are utilizing a lot. Current bandwidth, you can see the bandwidth informations, and it has a different sort of colors as well, but it's not easy to read if you have like many variables. So if you want to untick some of them, you can untick as well. Yeah, current bandwidth, this information's whatever, just the color. So that color you can check and see how the bandwidth utilization is happening. So this counter sections, we can add small variables, and then we'll be able to verify those variables. So basically one or more of the selected. So basically you need to select something from here. If you go network, for example, network informations, you need to go to the Hyper-V adapters, click add, then this is your counter, click OK, then you'll see all this information. But this is more for analysis purposes. You can use this one. So these are the performance monitoring counters. For example, processor informations, disk counters, disk time, average disk queue length, then network counters, current bandwidth, primary memory counter such as pages per second counter. All these variables we'll be able to see from that performance monitoring tab. Resource monitoring we have looked at already. Then another thing we have this is called performance performance/trial. This is the performance monitoring or reliability history. So if you say reliability, view reliability history, if you click on that one, yeah, this is another good tools. You can see from Windows 10 computers or like some servers. It doesn't really matter. It's the same stuffs. You can see that my reliability index is sitting around 5, 5, 5, 5, something like that. So we have a 1, 5, and 10. So 5 means this is slightly above 5 is okay. But some of you may have a 10. If your reliability link is around 10, that means your device is, stable, it's more reliable. So it's more reliable. Yeah, type reliability history. Reliability space history. No, reliability. Sorry, reliability. RELIA. So reliability history, you can see that how this device performing. If you got a better point, 10 is best. 1 is very bad, 5 is okay. But that's not 100%, accurate all the time. If you restart your machines few times, your reliability history will go down. And we can see some cross, there's a critical events. Some critical events happen. But there's many other informations. But critical event means, let's have a look. For example, Microsoft Photos, something happened. It stopped responding and was closed. So view technical. So if you want to see view details, click on that one. It will provide you some bit more informations. A problem caused this program to stop interacting with the Windows. Faulting applications path, this is the location. So something happened over there. So you can get some indications. This is mostly providing you some hardware information as well. So reliability history is one of the monitoring tools we can check. Cool. Now another thing we have that is called event viewer. This one we close. Let's go from our servers. Event viewer, yeah. Event viewer is one of the most important things we have in Windows servers. Let's say if you have any problem with your servers, and if you're not sure, like where these things is happening, you need to check the event viewer. By default, it has all the Windows logs, okay, applications, security, setup related logs. But we have a server roles as well. That's the very good things. For example, this server, I have Active Directory certificate services, Active Directory domain services, federation services, DHCP servers, DNS servers. I got so many stuffs. So all these services, they have a separate logs in here. For example, if something happened with DNS, I can go to this event viewer and find out a particular time, and you can see exactly what happened. So this is very good, this event viewer, because in this way you can get some indications, and based on that you can troubleshoot the issues. So server role, I think this is one of the best thing we have. Let's say something happened with web servers, and if you want to know what's going on, there's a warning in here. There's the informations, warning, and critical things as well. Right? So all these things we can use from here. So pretty much these are the tools we have. We can use these tools to manage and maintain our servers. I think they're the most important things we have. WSUS tips, performance leading, monitoring network utilizations here. Performance counters, event logs, troubleshooting. This is some advice, but major tools we have this event viewer and all these performance task managers, performance monitoring, reliability history, and resource monitoring, and event viewer. These 5 tools we have in order to manage and monitor our servers.